Top of the afternoon for you guys. This is the day after New Year's. It's January 2nd, 2012. I want to tell y'all right now, Happy New Year. And I'm glad that everybody I met last year, you guys are still here this year. All politicalness and everything aside, my name is Ace the Great, also known as Alvin Stanley Robinson Jr. That'll be the first and last time I give you my whole entire name, straight up on my dad's baby. So anyways, getting into it, whiplashing right into it. Last night I was posting some emotional, crazy, Ace the Great, controversial type stuff last night on Facebook. And then last night, you know what I'm saying, I was on my best friend's page and she hit me with some good, some classic, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm looking for. Something that's going to keep me, you know, inspired and keep me, keep me there in my head and keep me sane, right? So, you know what I'm saying, we were just sitting there talking and then I texted and I was like, I know that status was about me, such and such and such and which way. So, she said, not just you, like, not just me, but like most of the comments that I've heard over the past week just needed to be educated, you know, that the sin isn't pregnancy or the child cause children, because children are a gift from God, and the sin was in the sex. So if you're going to say something about everyone have sex, not just girls getting pregnant. I mean, so just clean up on what I said last night over Facebook or anything. I'm a very controversial person. I think I said this like my second or third Ace Talks video I did a year ago. Very controversial person. And it's really hard to critique me because I talk about everything in this world, not because I'm talking shit or anything, just because I love to talk and I love to speak and I love to be heard. Because as a young child, I was not heard. But now that I'm older and I'm growing up to be a man, I am being more heard. And the more I speak to people and the more I do these thoughts videos. So last night, I said a lot of things, a lot of quotes about a lot of different situations. And I just want to say that let's talk about sex for a minute. Let's talk about sex. I mean, everybody knows sex is, to some people, sex is wrong. I'm going to try to be as detailed as possible right here, you guys. Some people say sex is wrong. Some people say sex is right. Sex is to reproduce. Sex is the feeling in love. Sex is this. Sex is that. You know, sex and this texting, it's the texting, it's the making love, all that stuff. Really, me, sex, biblical wise, because I was raised by my mother in the church all my life. Biblical wise, sex out of marriage is a sin. Okay. Sex out of religion is pleasure. Sex unprotected is a possible pregnancy. That's as detailed I'm gonna get. I believe girls and boys, when they decide to have girls and boys, men and women, this goes from ages from 13 years old. I think the youngest I ever heard somebody have sex, it could be younger. Don't correct me if I'm wrong. 13 till you're 100 years old. I believe that you know what I'm saying, after a certain age where you feel that you're a woman or you feel like you're a lady or you feel like you're a man and all that stuff, I believe if you do not want to have a kid, it's not that you should not have sex. And people say abstinence is the best safe sex, because honestly, abstinence cannot be the best safe sex because you're not actually having sex. So it wouldn't be sex at all unless you're like mind fucking yourself. But I believe sex at a certain age, where I believe it's 18, where you as a lady and him as a young man, you guys should both start having condoms. The girl, if your parents know you're sexually active, you can go ahead and get on birth control just to prevent any pregnancy of happening if you don't want to get pregnant. Because like my best friend said last night, it's not just on the girl of her getting pregnant. It's not just on the guy. It's both of you guys sharing the sin, and it's the temptation that makes it the sin. Not the actual pregnancy, not the baby being born. But I feel the weakest way of having a kid is to say that we did something wrong, but it's not our child's fault. And most of the time in that way, it's the women. It's the women that says that. And then the man gets called selfish, or the boy gets called selfish because he wants to have an abortion. I mean, and then the lady, the women, the women end up having a child, and you know how child support, county aid, all that stuff goes. That stuff does not change. That's what I felt last night. That stuff does not change for me. But I feel that if you're going to continue, and we're going to continue to do that, most races that do that is the black race, the African American race. Most races that do that, then what are we feeding what are we feeding the real children of the world of tomorrow? The real children who do have parents who are still together, who has this together. We're basically saying, oh, don't work hard for anything. You're just going to get on county aid when you turn 18, when you turn 20, when you don't have a job or anything to go for yourself. You can have a baby, and you can live off that for the rest of your life. That's one of the reasons, I'm really controversial and really biased towards the whole thing. I mean, if you take it way back, women are here to tempt women are here to tempt men. And the reason of me saying that is because the serpent in the Garden of Eden, back in the Adam and Eve days, that serpent tempted Eve. So Eve got tempted by Satan, which tempted Adam to eat the fruit. Not an apple, not a pineapple, not anything, not an orange or a banana or anything. The fruit. It was a fruit. It was never named what fruit it was. It was this, this fruit that God told Adam not to eat. Don't touch that, that tree. You could chill here and be cool here. Just don't, touch it. That's what happened. Women are here to tempt us. That's why when guys are in the mall or when guys see a girl, it's like, ooh, she bad. Saying, man, she got a fat doo-doo-doo-doo. Man, she got some big old ba-da-ba-ba. Man, look like her throat is deep. All that good stuff. Because, I mean, obviously, that temptation, came from somewhere. And this is the world we live in today, because this is the now. And back then, that was the then. So it's like, women are here to tempt us. But sometimes, women and men, they play this, this temptation league where you guys build up all this animosity, all this testosterone, and you guys build up all these hormones and all this horniness, and you express it. Either if you're drunk, either you're smoking weed, or just under the influence of any other type substance. You have sex unprotectedly, protectedly, condoms break, birth control doesn't work that month, you stop taking pills. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Then you have to worry about the risk of STD. Then you have to worry about the risk of getting pregnant. Most of the top 2 things that are in this world today when it comes down to having sex. I mean, last thing you see after you have sex, when you have unprotected sex, last thing you see is pleasure. The first thing you see is that what's going to happen for the next 9 months. So, I mean, I believe, like I said, about the whole sex thing and about the whole sex comments and anything like that, I am not shooting down women, and for the women that are already pregnant or anything like that, I love women. I was raised by women. But it's just like, women, I think you guys need to come out in 2012 a little more stronger when it comes down to sex. Less ass giving up, more responsibility in sex. If you're going to give up the sex, if you're going to have sex with somebody, make sure you're responsible. I mean, because you can trust somebody, you can be comfortable with somebody, but I think responsibility is the greatest factor in sex. Because if that person brings a condom every time, you make sure you have your condom. You guys, do the right thing. You guys are doing the wrong thing the right way. Then I mean, that's I mean, I can credible for you that. And if you want to have a kid, then go ahead and by all means have a kid. I mean, I have nothing wrong with kids. You know what I'm saying? Seeing kids, I have nothing wrong with couples. I love to see couples together and happy, because I love to see 2 people who want to be happy together. So I have nothing wrong with, a family, seeing a family in the mall, seeing a family at the bus stop, seeing a family at church, seeing a family anywhere. I don't care if you're married or not married, because that's just my opinion. As long as I see, a togetherness, because togetherness is all I want out here. So I'm just like, that sex thing, I think responsibility is the greatest factor that you can have in sex. I mean, I'm not here to get all nasty with you guys, to get all freaky and, hoop wild with y'all. None of that. I'm just telling you right now, from my heart, from my bottom to the heart, the whole sex 101 education thing that I'm giving you today is that I believe the man and the girl should both have full responsibility over what they do and how they do it. Bring a condom, get on birth control. There's so many outliers and stuff out there. There's spermicide lube. There's so much out there that you can educate yourself with, other than you getting pregnant and having a 3-day scare, having a 3-week scare, having a 9 month hell, and then having a lifetime commitmentness. Period. That's a baby, a lifetime. Your whole life you live, that you have a child, you have to commit to that. Straight up. I mean, shout out to the mamas that's doing it. Shout out to the mamas that's single doing it. Shout out to the mamas that got their head on their shoulders now that they, you know, they lived a little bit and they out there firing for their kids because they out there to see their kids and let them have a greater world today. I'm never shoot out a mother because my mother grew me up a single mother, so I'm never shouting out the mamas that's doing it right now with their babies. You know what I'm saying? The sin is always committed. The sin is already committed once you have sex outside of marriage. So I mean, after that course takes, you have to take the consequences because life is made of choices, and the choices you decide to make is the choices you decide you have to live with. This is your boy Ace the Great coming at you with that classic. Happy New Year's, everybody. 2012. Let's do it real big. Love and money, it's all the way. My greats, I love y'all. Y'all know what it be. Remember, y'all, safe sex. If you're going to practice it, practice it. You have to make a conscious decision in your life that say you go not do it or you going to do it. Or you can just wait till marriage. Stay biblical with it. Foundation. Let's go.